Hello everyone, my name is Edna Jaramillo,
And I'm Kelly Castaño.
and today we're going to do an interview about the chapter of the book called Testing. So who's going to go first?
Okay, I'm going to start asking you what's the purpose of doing tests as teachers?
Okay, so the purpose of testing, it is not only to find what students know, but also what they don't know of. It is mostly for like knowing constantly what are the strengths and what they're lacking at, you know. So I think this is really important in order for teachers to constantly know if the methods are working, if they are working.
Like the improves.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, so according to the test types, do you prefer multiple choice tests or true and false questions?
I really like multiple choice tests because you get the opportunity to be tricky. Like you can change only a word and you try to know if the student know a lot of vocabulary and stuff like that. So it's really nice. I really like them. I don't like true or false questions.
Oh.
I'm so bad at that. Okay, so in your opinion, it is better to do a text constantly or one at the end of every term or period?
So there are these things called progress tests. They have the function of seeing how students are doing constantly, like every single time we are over with a topic. And I think those are really important because if we do like only final tests, the student will be like really nervous, waiting, like trying to put all of that knowledge of the whole semester, of the whole period, the scholar period, in their brains, and then they will forget it like this. But it's also there's also something called achievement test, which is one at the end of the term, and actually brings all of this. So I think it would be very good if we could like implement those, both of them in the classroom, like have constantly test and then one in the end.
I think
to make sure
those ones are better because you get the opportunity to know a specific topic and it's great. Yeah. Now it's it.
Now, what is a transformation item?
My answer to this question is kind of similar to the last one because a transformation item is like to replace a word for another one. So you get to know, the student knows the vocabulary about the topic you are trying to cover, and yeah, that's pretty much. Okay, what are other forms of continuous assignment?
Okay, so there are other various forms of continuous assignments that give us the opportunity to like watch over students and keeping a record, such as I said, keeping a record, like recording your students could be pretty good, because you get the opportunity to see how they interact with their classmates in real time and how do they do according to the circumstances. And like maybe get some of them taking the test, like how do they behave in tests, like do they look like calm down or they look like they are nervous, like that would be like really important. According to direct test items, what skill do you evaluate the most in your teaching practice?
Since they are preschoolers, I try to evaluate listening and speaking because they get to know the word and they try to imitate it. So even if the pronunciation is not that right, they try to pronounce the word, and at the end we try to correct them the way they pronounce it.
They say it.
They say it. And at the end we correct the word they are saying. Okay, this is the last one for you. What would you describe a good test?
Okay, so a good test has many characteristics. A good test has to make the students feel good about themselves rather than feel bad or like make them nervous or anxious. And I mean that we should try to make a positive effect on students. Like it should be valid. Like if you go to your students and you say like this is what we're going to evaluate, then you should evaluate that one thing. Like, you know, those teachers who like say something in when they're going to make the test, but then the test they make other answers, and you as a student, you feel like pressed and you feel like anxious, like why didn't the teacher tell us that this topic was gonna be in the test? Also, some face validity, like it needs to look like a test, like whether if it's a worksheet or they have to copy in a paper, like it needs to be like valid. Even though if they're looking at the screen, like they need to have that thing, like that confidence that the test will work out, and that there are some parts that are clear enough for them to understand. And it should have marking reliability. It should be easy to mark, like, you know, sometimes the spaces are like too small. And yeah, maybe if this is different for every person, because we all don't have like the same handwriting, so it could be like bigger or smaller. But those are some of the characteristics that a good test needs to have, but there are so much more. Okay. Now we're going to the last one for you, Kelly. According to the chapter and your experience as a trainee teacher, what do you think is important to design a test?
It is similar to yours. So I think since I'm teaching to preschool kids, I think it's really important to know the level. They don't know how to write, so the only way we can communicate is by speaking. Exactly. And it's not that great because you don't get to give them the grammar and stuff, and also the vocabulary you are using with them. Because, for example, even in Spanish, we use some words with them, and they say, "What is that, teacher?" And you don't know how to explain them that is what that word means. So it's difficult, and I think as a preschool teacher, it's really important to know the level, and maybe they are good at receiving information, and if they get the information easily, because it's really hard and it's really complex.
It must be frustrating, like teaching the kids and not being able to tell them what some things meant.
To test them is really hard because you only get to ask them the words like blue, what is that? And they say azul and stuff. It's just like that. It's difficult.
Okay, so I think we are done for now, and that's it. Thank you so much.